Let's look at your homework for this week. Let's look at actividad 16. So in this actividad, they're going to want you to learn how to use verbs. And so if you remember on page 82, página 82, here they taught you what pronouns are. So learning pronouns is one of the first steps in using verbs like these right here, and using verbs and forming sentences. So let's just review these real quickly. So right here we have yo, which means I, and in Spanish you don't have to capitalize yo. And then you have tú, which is you, and you use this with classmates. It's the informal way of saying you. It's almost, I guess, the closest thing I can think of would be you and thou, how they used to use thou. But even then, it's different in Spanish. So you, familiar with classmates, with students, friends, and then usted, formal, you would use, it's a polite way of speaking to your elders or your boss, your teachers. Then we have él, which is he, ella, she. Nosotros, we, masculine, vosotras, we, feminine. And then we have vosotros, vosotras, you. And this is what they use in Spain. This book teaches Spanish, for example, in Mexico. And so they want you still to know how to say you. If you were to go to Spain or hear someone say vosotros, vosotras. And then we have ustedes, which is the plural form of usted, but you can use it either in a formal way or informal if it's more than one person. And then we have ellos, ellas, they. So if we go back to actividad 16, it says, en la escuela, at school. Use the verbs in the list to complete the sentences. So these verbs right here, to complete the sentences about what different activities take place during school. And so we know that these are infinitives because they end in what? AR. Let me see. Right here, it says that you already know that infinitive forms of Spanish verbs always end in AR, ER, or IR. So right now they just want to teach you about the ones that end in AR and how to form sentences, how to conjugate them. Okay, so it says, okay, so right here we look at the model and it says, I study a lot in Spanish class. Spanish class. So, how would you fit these into the sentences and how would you conjugate them? So first let's review what they mean, and you should know what these mean already. Okay, so necesitar means to need, to use, to skate, to talk, to practice, to dance, to draw, and to teach. So if we were to plug this in without changing it, without conjugating it into the sentences, this is how it would sound. Let's look at number one. Lupe y Guillermo. Lupe is a female and Guillermo is a male. It's kind of like Lupe and William. Lupe y Guillermo blank mucho en la clase de arte. What does that mean? A lot in art class. So it would probably be dibujar, to draw. So if you were to plug this in here without changing it, it would read like this. Lupe y Guillermo dibujar mucho en la clase de arte, and this is the way it would sound in English. Lupe y Guillermo to draw a lot in art class. Well, that does not sound right. It's not correct grammar. So how can we make dibujar sound right? So that's how they teach you. On page 84, we see the forms of hablar. These are all of the forms. In the yo form, the tú form, and remember, if you forget what yo, tú means, it's on the previous page. So which form are they using in the sentence? It's Lupe y Guillermo. So would that be I? Would that be you? You formal, he, she. Would that be we? Would that be you, plural? Or would that be they? They're talking about they. If we were to replace Lupe y Guillermo with a pronoun, it would be they blank a lot in art class. So now that we know which form, we take the word dibujar, we omit the AR, drop it. We're left with dibuj without the AR. And all we have to do to replace the AR is add, since we're using they, is add AN. So it should be Lupe y Guillermo dibujan with the AN instead of an AR. It would be, let's see, let me write that down right here. It would be Lupe y Guillermo dibujan. Lupe y Guillermo dibujan, that's an N. Dibujan mucho en la clase de arte. So the answer to this one would be dibujan. Okay, let's look at one more. Tú blank la computadora en la clase de tecnología. You blank the computer in computer class or technology class. So which one would you use here? Well, first, you would see which one fits. Would it be to need, to use? Once you know which one, you go back. And they're already giving you the answer here. They're using the tú form. And so you'll know which ending to use. Okay, let me know if you have any more questions with this actividad.